Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langate Girim Yat Kupatam Ham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. So, Chaitanya. Let us read verse number 19, chapter 3, Karma Yoga. Tasmad asaktah satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. Tasmad asaktah satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharam karma param apnoti purushaha. Anybody wants to chant the sloka?
Tasmat sakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakto yacharan karma parmapnoti purushaha.
Translation and purport. Therefore, tasmat. Without being attached to fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty, for by working without attachment, one attains the supreme purport. The Supreme is the personality of Godhead for the devotees and liberation for impersonalists. A person, therefore, acting for Krishna or in Krishna consciousness under the proper guidance and without attachment to the results of the work is certainly making progress towards the supreme goal of life. Arjuna is told that he should fight in the battle of Kurukshetra for the interest of Krishna because Krishna wanted him to fight. To be a good man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment, but to act on behalf of the Supreme is to act without attachments for the result. That is the perfect action of highest degree recommended by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Vedic rituals like prescribed sacrifices are performed for purification of impious activities that were performed in the field of sense gratification, but action in Krishna consciousness is transcendental to the reactions of good or evil work. A Krishna consciousness person has no attachment for the result, but acts on behalf of Krishna alone. He engages in all kinds of activities, but is completely non-attached. So this verse starts with tasmad, therefore. So it has reference to the previous verses. So previous verses we saw a person or a sadhaka who is self-satisfied, self-situated, self atma santushta, atma trupta. Then he does not have any duty. Uh, that was the day before yesterday. And 3.18 yesterday we saw that he does not have any relation with the external world. So he does not have to depend on anyone. So this is the highest stage. Atma Tripta, Atma Santushta, Atma Rati. He relishes within. So that is the higher stage of consciousness. So Krishna is saying that's why you act without attachment, because before this Krishna told Arjuna that You do your karma, but do it as a sacrifice. That was his explanation. If you cannot work without attachment, then you have to work with desires. Okay, work with desires, but work for yajna or sacrifice for Vishnu. That's the way, uh, perfect way of doing the activity. Before that, Krishna told that jnana is superior, but renunciation is not possible for you because nobody can remain without doing activity, any activity. So you do karma, and if you do karma or activity, do it for satisfaction of Vishnu. And if uh, Vishnu and sacrifice, yajna, do the yajna, and we have to follow the process of the cycle of sacrifices. And one who don't follow, his lives life in vain. His life is full of sins. Then Krishna told that but a person who is self-saturated, who's religious within himself, such a person has no external duty. And that their external duty means no external duty for his own sense enjoyment. If you are internally satisfied, so Arjuna, you act without attachment to the fruitive activities or your personal desires, and just do your work as duty. And by doing this, you will attain the supreme. Param apanoti purusha. So the purusha or the living entity will achieve the supreme. So this way Krishna is taking Arjuna to the higher level of understanding. So now the question will come that okay, if you are have spiritual intelligence, you understand the spiritual importance, you understand the goal of life, and you don't have any duty, then why you should act in this world if there is nothing required from external? So that Krishna is going to explain in the next few verses with the examples how the devotees before Arjuna have acted. And so Arjuna, because Arjuna didn't want to fight for his renunciation, for his personal sense gratification or personal desire, is avoiding the fight. So Krishna is saying that you fight, you don't fight for your desire, you fight for me, you fight for the supreme, and by that you will attain the supreme. So uh, this is very subtle understanding, right? So when we act for ourselves, we have attachment, but when we act for the supreme, we renounce our attachment or we renounce our desires also. So that is a perfect stage of renunciation, when we renounce all our desires. So the desires are positive and negative. I want to do, I don't want to do, right? So I don't want to do, we renounce easily. But in that also, there is a subtle point, right? So if there is some devotional service, for example, somebody asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, but if that service is needed for the progress of overall consciousness of the people, then you have to do it, even if you don't want to do it. So, Srila Prabhupada always said, please do the needful. So, what is needed, you should do, even if you want to do it or you don't want to do it. So, when the needful is done, then you are at higher consciousness. And you don't stick to your own um, thoughts or your own desires that I don't want to do it, so I will not do it. No, if it is required, you should do. If it is required for your spiritual progress, you should do. If it is required, if it helps in the spiritual realization, you should do it. So that is also a type of renunciation where we don't have anything or any desire for ourselves. So here, Krishna is also telling Arjuna that you act, and here one should act. And Arjuna should act means he should fight because that is his duty, that is his dharma. So he should fight and fight with all his might. It's just not that. You fight and you don't try to win, or you say whatever the result is okay, I will just go, I will just take my bow and arrow and just stand there. No, you should fight as a matter of duty, and means you should do what is your duty or dharma. So fights or war is for gaining victory. So you should fight for the victory, but victory not for you, victory for Krishna, victory for me. So in that way, you will not get entangled. Once you not get entangled in the reactions, then you will have higher consciousness. Then you will attain the supreme. So it's a very doing karma yoga is also art. You have to understand our own desires, own attachments, not only in the regular prescribed duties, but also in our spiritual practice. Our spiritual practice also many times we have several attachments and we don't notice it. We think that it is a spiritual thing. So even if I'm attached, it's okay. Yeah, the spiritual attachment is good, but if it enters your personal desires, then it's a problem, right? Because then it converts into strong desires, personal for gratification, for own ego satisfaction or your sense satisfaction. So that also becomes an impediment in practicing the devotional service. So here now Krishna will explain to Arjuna more details like why you should act without attachment and what is the purpose why I'm telling you like this. It's not that I am just telling. So he will give some example, and then he will also give what is expected from a warrior like Arjuna, who is famous, and all the most of the populace look at him as a great warrior, a great leader, and friend of Krishna. So, what, how he should act and how it helps to increase the consciousness of the people in general. So that he will explain in the next verses in this chapter. So we'll see that in the shlokas that we'll study from tomorrow. So one more request is tomorrow is Gita Jayanti, right? It's the day on which Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So, of course, we will read Bhagavad Gita shloka our regular time. But in the evening, from 5:15 to 8 o'clock on the Zoom, we are going to read Bhagavad Gita, only translation from first chapter to whatever we can complete. Generally, if you read only English, it's about 3 hours. You can complete all the translation, just English. But we are requesting all the devotees, whoever can join, they can join. And then in turn, by taking turns, we all can read Bhagavad Gita. So at least whatever possible for 2 to 3 hours, we'll try to read Bhagavad Gita. So we'll send you the link. So if possible, please join from 5 o'clock tomorrow evening as our offering to uh, the day of Gita Jayanti. So we'll send you the link. If possible, please join and let us read Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
And tomorrow is Ekadashi also tomorrow. It's a
Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Or day after.
yeah.
Huh? Okay, yeah. So, but
I think in Japan it's day after tomorrow, right?
yeah, in Japan it's on Saturday, I think, Ekadashi. Tomorrow evening, India.
Or tomorrow evening, India. Okay.
Yeah. So in Japan, the Ekadashi is on Saturday.
On Saturday. Okay.
Most of the time, it's one day different. Sometimes it's on the same day. Depends on the graha. So it's on Saturday.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow also there is a big fire sacrifice in Kurukshetra. Okay, so that will be also broadcasted online. So we'll also send link for that. So if possible, please join those. You can see the fire sacrifice done for all the devotees who are studying or who are distributing the Bhagavad Gita or throughout the world. So it's a big sacrifice. So we'll send you the links where the global programs are happening, and whenever possible throughout day, please join those. Also join evening if you can for reading Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the information as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare